How do you deal with negativity on social media then and negativity in comments then? Because we all get them. Do you know what I mean?
We do, yeah. And it's definitely been a journey. It was definitely something that it's not that I didn't realize it was going to happen, but I guess I didn't give it much thought when I started. And then
Mm,
it started to happen. And in a sense, I was unprepared. And I didn't know how it was going to make me feel because I very much grew up in a bubble in the sense that I had a lot of great friends who were all great people, and we
mm,
were very respectful of each other. Like there was never really any button heads over anything.
mm.
And then suddenly, this deluge of opinionated people started coming at
Oh
me.
yeah.
And a big chunk of it is sexism because I realized that I could say pretty much the exact same thing as, for example, Sean Ross Sapp or Ryan Satin, and I would get way more negative reactions than they would. But yeah. Uh,
Sorry about
and
that.
you're good. Um, and yeah, I just realized that as a woman in this space, it's almost like I have to be more knowledgeable, more skilled, more polished than my male counterparts to be taken as seriously as them.
Mm,
And I think it helped where I started to like distance myself a little bit from social media because when you just start and when you use social media as just that social media stuff, like to talk to people, to share things, and then people that you don't really know start to message you and comment, you take it very personally. And you're like, oh, they sent me this message, so I have to look at it, I have to respond, or I have to do something. But
mm,
as I were growing, as my social media presence was growing, I distanced myself from it. And I think it's a very healthy thing to realize that you don't really owe people your time or your emotions or your reaction. If something that a person comments or messages you is unpleasant, you absolutely don't have to deal with it. You can just block and move on. And I think that realization really helped. I'd be lying if I said that those comments never get under my skin anymore.
mm.
Sometimes they do. And it's the things that like you would least expect. Like I've been called ugly. I've been told that I look like a man. I've been called fat. I've had comments on my nose, my lips, my brows. That does not touch me in the slightest. But sometimes a person would say something about my competence or about my content, and they would act so self-righteous about it, and they would act
Mm.
like they know better than I do, and I know that they don't. And that just blatant ignorance is really what gets under my skin sometimes.